Welcome to From Rock Bottom, the podcast where we explore real stories of struggle, survival, and strength. Each weekly episode features honest conversations with people who faced mental health battles, addiction, trauma, and life's darkest moments, and found a way to rise again. A quick content warning: some of the topics we discuss may be distressing or triggering. We talk openly about mental health, addiction, and other sensitive issues. Please listen with care, and if you need to, take a break or reach out for support. You're not alone, and this space is here to remind you of that.
Boom, and we're on. Got Matt Sen here today. Good story, from poverty to Wembley, upcoming book coming out. Obviously, when you say Wembley, it sounds like the glitz and glamour, but it was never easy to get there.
It wasn't.
And Matt's here today to tell his story about how he got there and the tough stuff he's overcome. Matt, how you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, you are very welcome. So just like everyone else, I'd like to start from the very start of your story.
Yeah.
Let's go back to childhood.
Let's do it. Ask away. I'll give you as much as I possibly can do. I'll try and be as open and honest about everything. Because the only way people can move forward using my story is for me to be open and honest. So
of course.
You ask me questions, I'll give you the answers.
Yeah. So what was your childhood like? Where are you from? We'll go with where you're from first.
Okay, so for Wolverhampton, born and raised in Park Village. And I guess, what was it like growing up? At the time, I thought everything was normal. It was just normal, everyday childhood, but you know, as you get older and you start to understand trauma, you start to understand the difficulties.
Looking back.
Things start to make sense. Now I've done a lot of sort of self-work, so I understand why I may have felt certain ways. And I guess writing this book and delving into the sort of the reality behind the story, makes things very, very real. It makes them easy to understand. So I'll try and do as many of these as I possibly can do to get that story out, so people can use that story as a guideline to sort of progress and move forward.
Mm-hmm. So, what's some of your childhood memories? What stands out for you?
Hardship, poverty, anger, violence, which is a shame, isn't it? Because, you know, when you look at childhood, should we think about happy memories and love, care, nurture? I think about my children now, and I want my children to remember their childhood through great times.
Yeah.
You know, Dad being embarrassing, doing stupid things.
Yeah.
You know, the things that we do. You know, and because I am an embarrassing dad, and I will probably forever be an embarrassing dad. And I love my children with all my heart, and I never had that as a child. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What was your structure like growing up with your family? Mom, dads, brothers, sisters?
Dad not around. Dad wasn't around. I was raised by my mom. So crazy story, really. So I'm mixed race. So mom's white, dad's black. Dad was the local drug dealer, the local naughty boy of the town. My mom was from quite a wealthy, well-to-do family. She was married and had 6 kids. So the story that I've been given, now I don't know the full ins and outs, I wasn't around, but the story that I've been given was the fact that for whatever reason my mum wanted a divorce, couldn't get the divorce, decided to proceed with the local black guy. Now back then in the sort of 80s, blacks and whites wasn't really a thing. They didn't really mix the way they do today. So as a result of that, I'm assuming mum wanted the sort of impact where she would come home and parents would be like, "Whoa, what are you doing? You're not going to discredit this family."
Like shame.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And in order for her to do that, she would get the divorce that she so craved. Now that's the story that I've been given. No doubt my mum will have a very different story to that. And this story isn't to shame anyone. This story isn't to cause anyone sort of any pain or any harm, but it is solely from my memories and from what I've been told. You know? And from my experiences. So with that in mind, I was then told that Mum fell into a short romantic relationship with my dad. He was married and had kids elsewhere as well. Long story short, Mum was ended up disowned by her family for having the affair and all that kind of stuff, and as a result of that, her kids was sort of, I think Richard was with us when we moved back. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
How's it? So did you have any relationship with your mum's parents, family?
Nothing. I've never met them. Never seen them. Never met them.
How does that make you feel that you've never had a relationship with them just based on the colour of your
My
skin?
grandparents.
'Cause that's the reality of it, isn't it?
Well, see, this is the thing. My mother is a compulsive liar, so I never know the truth. My family don't know the truth. My siblings don't know the truth. None of us really know the truth. We just know stories. That's why I said to you, my mum will have versions of this story. There are probably versions I've never heard or never been told of. And, you know, as far as I'm aware, what I've been told is the fact that she was married and had children. She had an affair with my dad to sort of to try and get the divorce that she craved, sort of thing. And as a result of that, she was sort of kicked out of the family, disowned, taken off the will, all of that kind of malark. She then moved to Wolverhampton, and then this is where I came, and then, you know, she was pregnant with me. I was then born into that family, and she played the sort of blame game then on the world. My mum's got a very victim mentality, so as opposed to actually I've made the mistakes, or I had the affair, or I done things wrong, you know, she will then blame the world. And from my experience, she seemed to blame black people. So it was almost like every black person in the world has done this to her, not she's done this.
Yeah, to her actions.
But it was almost like black people have done this, and she had this crazy thing against black people. So you can imagine then growing up at home with these comments, with these, it was just wild. And I'd ask my mum, you know, what's that about? You know, and she wasn't overtly racist, but the comments and things she would say, things she would do, and you know, when you grow up and you think, wow, maybe that's what she meant by that comment. It's wild, absolutely wild.
How did that make you feel at the time, her blaming black men for everything?
I don't know the difference.
And then you're mixed race, you're like...
I don't know the difference, because Dad's never home. My dad ain't around, right? So, you know, I don't see anything. I don't know the difference. You know, no men are in the house other than my older brother.
Yeah.
You know, the older brother's the only person in the house, and it's a white guy. The only other black people that are around are people in my community. And my community is full of drug dealers, prostitutes, gangbangers.
Yeah.
So it's hard to disagree with her
when you're seeing it on your doorstep.
When this is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any version of people who look like me doing good stuff. Does that make sense?
Positive role models.
It's hot. It wasn't there.
How do you think it was for your mum? Because you said she was married previously from a wealthy family, and now she's a single parent in Wolverhampton in a bad area. Like, how was that adjustment for her, do you think?
And do you know what, right? I give credit to my mum. My mum always done what she could do. Right, she done what she could do, you know, and made the best of a bad situation, I presume. And my mum wasn't a loving, nurturing person, right? She wasn't at all. I'm trying to find positive things to say here, but I'm struggling because I don't really have many fond memories of being with my mother. But I don't think she means to be a bad person. I don't think she means to be.
Yeah.
She just isn't a great person at all.
How did you treat your siblings?
So they've all got their own individual stories, which I won't talk about. but there's lots of trauma in my family. So, to make it clear, out of the 6 siblings, only one of them speak to my mum.
Okay.
None of them have got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And we've all been through our own version of hell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I'm not justifying her here for in any way, shape or form, but mistakes happen once, maybe twice, but not continuously with 6 different children, 7 different children.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen, does it? Now there's something got to be wrong because the common denominator is you. But still to this day, my mother still claims the blame game and everyone else is to blame. It was never her issue.
Yeah. Is there any positive memories from growing up with your mum?
At home with mum?
Yeah.
Really? Positive memories of my community. Positive memories of my brother. My brother was my idol growing up.
Yeah.
He was my idol growing up, man. And just wanted to be like him. And then, again, when he got of age, old enough to leave, he did.
Yeah.
And again, he's got his own individual issues that he had with mum. And he left, and it was kind of like, shit. It's just me and her at home now, yeah. But literally, I'm on my own, literally. So, I guess that's when it become real then, because you become a little bit older. He's only like 7, 8 years older than me. So, when he became old enough to leave home, I kind of understood what was going on at home at that point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm not a child, you can just brush things under the carpet anymore. Yeah, I guess that's when it started to become a little bit real then.
Yeah. So, looking back now, because hindsight's a wonderful thing, but like looking back, can you see yourself as a 13-year-old you, 14-year-old you, and looking back now you can say like, yeah, I actually wasn't okay at this point?
Fuck yeah. So I do a lot with I work with children now to try and support them to do better. With the job that I do now, I run alternative education provisions to try and support young people to make better decisions. You know, the purpose of the book is solely for that, to empower the reader to make better decisions, pick up the pen, start writing chapters of their life, solely because I went through it myself. Now, I didn't get it right until I was 29. So it's a long time to keep fucking up and keep making mistakes. But my childhood was probably the most difficult time, because for me, I've got my siblings that would always have helped, but I didn't want to be. I felt like the embarrassment. I felt like the odd one out. I felt like I didn't want to be the fuck up, if I'm honest. I didn't want to be the fuck up. The only one looks the way I look. Not that my family ever made me feel any different, because when I did see them, it was all love, it was all, do you know what I mean? But I didn't see them often. Yeah, I didn't see them often. But there's a clear difference. There's a clear difference between myself and my siblings. And I didn't want to be the fuck up and then live up to all the stuff that mum had said.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Your mum talking bad about black men.
You all like this, and let's say I have a bad day at school, I do something stupid in the community, typical. You're gonna go down that route, just like the rest of them. You're gonna be that guy. You get it drilled in your head.
Yeah.
So over years, this gets drilled in your head. So when you get to a point where I think, shit, I need help, but there's no one around. I knew my siblings, but I didn't really have that type of tight-knit relationship.
Yeah.
So I almost felt like a stranger as such. And how do you then ask these people for help without making all my mum's things come alive? Like, she's drilled into my head that I'm going to be a fuck up.
Yeah.
This is what people think. This is how you're going to be perceived. And now I don't want to be a fuck up to my siblings. So I just don't ask the question, because I think I don't want you seeing me doing these stupid things.
Worried your siblings feel the same as your mom? Saying like, you know, black men are fuck ups, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Now you're going to your siblings like, I need help, and they're going to go fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell, typical. Oh, why have we got one in the family?
Yeah.
You don't know, do you? Like, and because I never had that relationship back then, I didn't know. Now I know now, as an older man, and I have a great relationship with all my siblings. I know now they would never have thought that. They would never have thought that at all. But hindsight's a beautiful thing. And when you were a kid, you were a little bit stupid, you were a little bit naive, and I was very much so.
Yeah. Obviously, apart from the negatives your mum was saying around you and all that kind of stuff, how was her well-being, her mental state? What was you exposed to?
I think my mum was a 20 box of cigarettes person a day. That was it. No drugs, no alcohol. Not that I ever experienced. Just that she loved the 20 box cigarettes. 20 box cigarettes took priority. So if it's 20 box cigarettes or food, it's 20 box cigarettes. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That always took priority. But
was that food for herself or food for you?
For herself.
Yeah.
For herself. No, I didn't smoke or nothing, but that was always for her then. And those, I think, I don't know if you're a parent yourself, but when you're a parent, our job is to look after our children physically, emotionally, mentally. And there was very little looking after. Do you know what I mean? You kind of left to your own devices type of thing.
Let to wander the streets, that kind of thing.
Kinda. So no curfews, no be home by this time or any of that kind of stuff. You just come and go as you please. But like with my children, for example, so we wake up in the morning and everyone's expected to be at the table before we go to work, before you go to school, before you do anything. We sit around the table, we have breakfast, right? Then you go out, you all go and do what you're doing, and then when you get back from school, you get back from work or whatever, we sit around the table, we eat dinner. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you sit and talk.
And
no phones.
Yeah, we want to talk. No phones, no nonsense, no TV. I just want to hear how's your day? What have you been doing at school today? I'm taking genuine interest. Wife gets back from work. How's work been? What have you been doing today? Blah blah. I want to have those conversations. We never had that in our house. So I could get up to all sorts. My mother would never know. Would she really care? Probably not. But it's crazy, isn't it? Like in my household, we don't live different loads. Like it's all one big. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as a family, it's one big house, and we talk.
Unit.
Absolutely, there was no unity in our house.
So, from my understanding, your mum went to prison.
Yeah.
When you were 15.
So, Mum started drug smuggling. So she always had different jobs, but we always found ourselves in debt. Debt with what? I don't just debt with everything. Like we moved house a lot as a kid. So from memory, we moved house all of the time. It was never somewhere longer than a year usually. 3 to 6 months, someone start knocking the door, asking for money. Before you know it, application in with the council, we'll move house. Now that just means different schools, different friendship groups, all of that kind of malark. And that had came with its own issues and difficulties itself. And then Mum had jobs, but just cleaning jobs or work. I remember working in a laundrette, not for very long, and just various different bits and bobs. So she ended up drug smuggling, and again, that's no slander. You can read about it on the internet, so it's all very real. She ended up drug smuggling. Now, common sense would say, if you're going to take those risks, I'm not condoning this by any way, shape or form, but I would understand the logic if somebody took those risks, use those funds to pay off the debts that you was in.
Of course, yeah.
So we can then settle and live life and move forward. That would make sense, right? That was never the case. So we would never have money. Then all of a sudden we'd have large sums of money. Then we'd have no money. Then we'd have large sums of money again.
Yeah.
So, what? And then there was a time where we went to Jamaica quite a few times. Now, we're in a household where we have powdered milk. We're in a household where we're picking the green bits off the bread. We're in a household where we are knocking next door for a bit of margarine. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in a household where we're not eating 3 square meals a day, but were able to afford to go on holiday to Jamaica. And I was an opportunist as a kid. I didn't know the difference. If you're saying I could go on holiday, cool, I'm all in. Like, I'm asking no questions, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? Get time off school, cool, I'm there. But you know, as an adult now looking in, well, where did that money come from, or why wasn't this never questioned? You know, nobody questioned where those funds were coming from or anything like that. And we went out on holiday a few times and we started meeting these men. And I was introduced to these men as like my dad's siblings, my dad's cousin, my dad's brothers, my dad's whatever. Now, I've got no relation with my dad, so with that in mind, I'm not going to know who his siblings are, but I'm going over to this other country and people are showing me love. It's not what I'm used to, so I don't get that back home. So now I'm going over there and people are showing me love, and it was really nice. Do you know what I mean? Buying me stuff and treating me and taking me out, and I was like, yeah, this is sick, man. I want to come in more often. I like this. And then we've done that a few times, and on the last time we went, we landed back in Heathrow, and I remember I was sitting near my mother and her friend at the time, and I heard her tap a friend, and I specifically remember the quote, and it's in my book: "We are now two rich bitches." Right? Mm-hmm. That's what I remember. And what that meant, no idea.
Yeah.
At the time. Okay. So anyway, we get to Heathrow. I think it was Heathrow. Sure, it was Heathrow. It's like a London airport anyway, so forgive me. London Heathrow. It might be Gatwick. I don't know. So we get to the airport. And we get these bags off the bag thing. They ain't the same bags I went with. These are big fucking massive bags. Okay then. Oh, this is your bag? Oh, okay then. So we're just pulling our bags along, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So we go through the little checkout bit, where the security are, and they're lined up. These are lined up ready. They approach mom and I say, "Excuse me, we need to talk." So I'm like, okay, we're out. They get pulled aside, I get arrested and detained. But I'm not old enough to get done for what they're gonna get done for. I'm just told, your mom's brought drugs into the country, blah blah blah, she's now gonna be arrested, you're gonna have to sit here. So I'm sitting in this holding cell or waiting area or whatever it may be at the time. And I'm there for hours and hours and hours and hours. Now hearing that my mom's could potentially be sent down, blah blah blah, and I'm like, what for? You know, because I'm none the wiser, I ain't got a clue what's going on. My mind's running back and I'm thinking, well, I've got a long flight, what's going on? And then my sister drives up. I think she was living in Wolverhampton at the time. She drove Wolverhampton all the way down to London to pick me up and bring me home, which I'm super grateful for. And I was like, so I don't really know what's going on here. They say, you know, mom's been locked up. You know, we go through the whole court process, which is long, and I'm like, nah, mum's innocent. She's innocent. But then I listened to the courts, and I listened to everything that happened during the court day. And what's crazy, I've still got the printout. Don't give me the printout at the end of court. I've still got that in my house. And when I wrote my book, memories aren't facts, you see. Memories aren't facts, so you can't write memories. Yeah. You have to write facts, you have to print facts. So I had to read through it all. Read through social services letters, I had to read through everything, which is a little bit emotional, but I've done that. And what's crazy is I read that story back and I look and I think, fucking hell, I have no legal training. And I can see you guilty. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Fucking Stevie Wonder would see you guilty. It's crazy. Yeah. I look and I think, wow, surely you can't be that stupid. And reading that and the fact that if I was 16, I would have got done as well. And I'm thinking, well, not only did you risk your own future, but you risk mine as well. Why would you do that? Like, what type of parent does these things? Yeah. And I was just like, no, like, it's crazy. So I'm left alone now. Now because we're in a position where, again, now I don't really have a lot to do with my siblings, and they've got their own families and their own things going on or whatever. Now, if that would have happened today, I would have been taken straight to care.
Yeah.
But back then, there was no emails, there was no internet the way it is today. So everything was files. Remember the old case files that we used to have? So no doubt there'd be a case file about me somewhere in London. But why would Wolverhampton have that case file unless somebody drove it over?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have it. So with that in mind, I got off really. I'm staying at home alone, living at home alone at the age of 15. With obviously no adult at home, which is I'm not able to do. And again, the doors start knocking again, where people are like, right, we need rent, or we need water, or we need gas and electric, and the debts start piling up and whatever. Well, I'm not old enough to get a job. I'm not old enough to earn any money in any way, shape or form. I'm in my last year of school. There's no way I'm going to pass my GCSEs here because I'm a fuck up. And I'm just like, well, shit, what do I do here? So I go to my community. And when I go to my community, they help me. You know, so-called brothers in the community. And I got suckered into all of the bullshit where they throw their arms around you. Yo, brother, you're part of the family now. I got your back, bro. Anything you need, you shout me. Yo, okay, cool. Yo, well, actually, I'm in a situation I could be going to care, man, because this is happening. Nah, what needs to happen? So I start asking the questions to these debt collectors knocking on the door. How much my mum owe? Well, she owes this much. Oh, okay then. Okay. And I make up a lie. The lie that I made up was that mum was at work. And I told this lie so much that I found comfort in it. And I started to believe it myself. So I walked downstairs in the morning and I wouldn't be sad that mum's not there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because she's at work. I come home after school or after being in the community or whatever, and mum's not out. But she'll be back later. I'll be back when I'm sleeping. Do you know what? I found comfort in her not being there because I generally believed that she was at work or whatever. And so I go back to my community and I say, right, I owe this much. If I could stop these people knocking the door, less likely to come around, because there's only a matter of time, isn't there? If you come knocking my door and there's a kid opening that door, it's only a matter of time before you go back to your bosses and say, listen man, every time I turn up at that house, it's just a kid there, the woman's never there that we're looking for, it's just a kid.
Of course, yeah.
Like, why is he always alone? It's only a matter of time. So, but if I stop you from coming, I give you the money that you're asking for, and I stop you from coming,
no more knocks. I alleviate that risk, right? So that was what I went down the route of doing, and the boys in my community helped me. So now I've got no knocks at the door, and now I owe you something. Yeah.
And that's where the problems come.
Right, we'll rewind it back and we'll come to there. So, your mum with the suitcases, was she remanded in custody or bailed?
No, I'm remanded in custody.
So was you having communications with her then?
Not really, because she was talking to my older siblings, and like, I'm a child and it's not talking to me, but she's talking to my older siblings and I'm assuming they're lawyers.
Now, what was your mum thinking about what was happening with you?
Okay, I didn't see her. From when I got arrested, I don't remember, and I might be wrong here, but from memory, I remember Mum being taken away at the airport, and I don't remember seeing her again until she was in court.
Yeah. Because you were a parent, I'm a parent, and to me I'd be like,
where's my kid?
Yeah. How are they?
But it wouldn't happen in the first place, would it?
Well, yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I understand what you're saying. Like, my first and only priority is my child.
Yeah.
But that's you and I.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Then you're living on your own. How was you surviving?
Stealing.
Yeah.
So I believe in 3 circles. So 3 circles for children under the age of 16. First one, home life. Second one, your community. Third one, school. There is no work There's no work life. There's no sort of social life really outside of the community, because there's nowhere for you to go. You ride your bike around the estate or go to the youth club or whatever it is. And there's no relationship life either. Do you know what I mean? When you're a kid, because so those three circles is all we've got really as children. Now, my home life was a struggle from the beginning, right? My community, well, I was always on the cusp of trouble because I always knew right from wrong, right? I was friends of those involved in gangs, but you know when they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna go here," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna nip home, man. I'll catch you tomorrow, though."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was always on the edge, but I'd just like, "Yeah,
Never cross that line.
I'll swerve that." Yeah. And then school, I was never great at school either. And I always harboured a secret at school that I was always so far behind because I'd never turn up, or I didn't like it, and I wasn't very good at school in the first place, or I've got that much stuff going on at home that when I turn up to school, my mind's ticking away. Maybe I've not eaten, or maybe I've not whatever. Maybe I'm thinking about, am I going to eat tonight, or whatever. And teachers are banging on about what did the MBA do. With the greatest respect, couldn't care less. Think about what I'm going to eat later. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? School should be a safe place. And for me, when Mum went to prison, it was no longer safe then, because the moment they find out that my mum's in prison, well, now I'm risking going to care. Now I've got to do whatever it takes to not go there because I'm terrified, right? So, home life, difficult. School life, difficult. Stop turning up. Plus, I can't count, right? So, I'm that far behind all my classes and all my lessons. The last thing I want people to do is to find out what's going on, then find out I can't count, and then know that I'm so far behind. I'm be a laughing stock. I'm not willing for people to take the piss and just be there as a laughing stock. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just refused going. So I didn't go at all. And then about to make things worse in my community. So I'm stealing to eat because no one's at home. You know, and I've done some horrible things and things that I'm not proud of. And I guess when I was sat at the other podcast, it was like, yeah, but there's a reason why you done those things, and granted there is. Doesn't defeat the object that I've still done them. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. And for everything, there's always a victim. It's not fair on that victim because it doesn't know my circumstances. Yeah. I could have simply asked somebody, but there was no one there to ask. And I could have asked my siblings, but I was embarrassed and I didn't want to be known as that fuck up or live up to what my mum had said. Yeah, still got that in your head, yeah. Still got that in your head, following me. So that's that. Loads of difficulties.
It's just for me, like, you're telling your story and I'm listening. How old was you at the time?
When it was, Mum was sent to prison at 15.
So I can't imagine a 15-year-old me or my 15-year-old daughter when she gets to that point being home alone for who knows how long, fending for herself. Yeah. I could just imagine the fear in you.
It become every knock on the door was like, oh shit, who's that? I'll go knock on the door, it's looking for the windows, who's that? Who could it be? You know, is someone going to take me away? You know, or is it someone going to put a knife in me? Because those things happened as well. You know, is this somebody coming to help me or coming to hurt me? Yeah. Well, the vast majority of them was never for the positive. You know. So it was a difficult time as a child.
Just imagine a lot of fear.
Yeah, a lot of anger, and then, you know, it's crazy, you know, because I say to people that I cried a lot when I was a child. I put on this brave face, be the big man, and, you know, try and pretend to be the big man, but inside you just crying horrible version of yourself, you know. But to the rest of the world, I have to show I'm this big tough bloke. Yeah. You know, so you create a alter ego of yourself. You know, create this version of yourself to scare everybody away, and that's exactly what I did. And then I became very resentful of people. The way I felt like I was living in hell. Like, this would never get better. I can't see how it's going to get better. You know, we leave school, I get no qualifications. You know, I can't get into college, I can't get a job. I'm seeing people doing well, starting to drive, starting to do things, starting to go places. And here's me, I'm still robbing people just so I can eat. I'm not robbing people so I can get a new chain, or robbing people so I'm having to do this because I'm on my last tin of beans, man. I ain't got to eat later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm living this life that I'm trying, and I became really good at lying. So I started telling people, asking me, "Are you okay?" My friends didn't even know what was happening. You know, whether their parents did, I don't know, but my friends didn't know what was happening, and people asked me if I'm okay, and I'm like, yeah, man, everything's good. And you know, you look back now, I was a broken man. And then become very resentful of people, where when I would see people happy, I'd be really angry. Like, why do you deserve to be happy? What have you done to deserve that happiness? Where I'm dying inside here.
What have you done to deserve that unhappiness?
Well, yeah, but I didn't look at that. I was blaming. I took that victim attitude, and I was like, you need to feel what I'm feeling. So I would do stuff to make you feel the way I feel. I would hurt you purposely because I'm hurt. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's wrong. That is wrong. I know that now it was wrong. Maybe I knew it at the time. So I openly say now that I now live a life that I don't deserve, but I'm really grateful I've got. So now it's almost my duty now to try and help as many people as I physically can. I said, if I do well with professional boxing, I will do whatever I can within my power to help out my community. And I've done just that.
Yeah.
Now I've got an opportunity now to help so much more people worldwide. And this is what I'm on. And I've written a book. The book isn't a look at me story, rags to riches, look what I've done. Every boxer's got a story. And I don't say this to discredit anybody at all, but I'm not asked about a boxing story. I'll tell you what I do care about. I care about creating an empowerment journey for people. So this booklet shows that we all write a story. We all write our own story. You have your own story. I have my own story. Everybody has their own story. Which, when we start picking up the pen and rewriting those chapters, that we can start making a difference to the ending of that.
Yeah.
And when people read my book, I want them to read that and say, wow, if you can, so can I. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I'm just stuck on it, like I feel sorry for a younger you. Do you know what I mean? You're robbing to get food, and like, I'm a man who does stuff around the house, like I'm thinking, are you washing your clothes? At 15, I wasn't washing clothes. Yeah. I wasn't hoovering. I can just kind of, like, paying to get your hair cut, for example. I can just imagine the state you were in, trying your best, but you just ain't got the means.
It's crazy, isn't it? Do you know, I told you at the beginning of this, it's a fucking, fucking fucked up story. It is, but you know what? Now, I'm in a very different position, and I found God. Now I understand not everybody does believe in God, and not everyone's a believer in religion or whatever. And it's not necessarily for me to push people into a religion. It's just maybe to be a believer, because I've got to a position where I generally believe that everything happens for a reason, and I'm so honestly, from the bottom of my heart, so grateful all those things happened to me, and have happened to me now. And the reason for that, I know it sounds odd, but the reason for that is because with the job that I do now, I work with children to empower them to make better decisions. Now, a lot of these children are having problems either at school or in the community, or with the authorities or whatever. And when I go in and I speak to them and I work with them, I'm not empathising when we're talking to them. I'm not saying, I'm not sympathising. I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. I don't have to sympathise. I can empathise with them, where I can say, look, I feel that.
Yeah.
I've been there, bro.
Teaching for experience.
Do you understand? I can help you because this is how we do it. And bro, I'm going to help you. We're going to do this together. And my team are going to come in and do X, Y, Z. And we'll work together to do this. And it's crazy how you can make that impact to reshape people's lives. And I've seen the impact of that on the thousands of students that we've worked with. And it's incredible. I feel like I'm on this empowerment journey now to try and help as many people as I can.
Yeah. Suppose if you didn't go through your path, you wouldn't be
able to do it.
Yeah, of course. So, got to 15, 16, everyone's knocking on the door, wanting money. Someone eventually is going to click on, this lad's always not answering the door, where is his mum actually? You go to the boys in the community, they help you have a few bills, and now you're in that pocket. Go from there.
So, I never told anybody I couldn't count. So, this is where things get real. This is where the third circle I was talking about, this is where it gets real. So, listen, I tell you what, we've helped you, I need you to help us. Drop this off to such and such's house. Get rid of this for me. You know then. Now, with anything like that comes an element of maths, because I'm going to have to weigh stuff, I'm going to have to sell stuff, and they all involve numbers. I've never had no dealing with money before, and I don't understand the numbers. Numbers don't make sense to me at all. So I do what you say because I don't want to let you down, because I'm your so-called brother. I've brought into everything that you said. Look, brother, look after you're part of the fam, you're this, you're this, you're this. This is what I craved. This is what I wanted as a kid.
Yeah.
And I had this with my older brother, but when he left, it stopped. I didn't get it no more. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, you found a new family.
So, literally, right? So, I'm in the community, and I don't let them down. So, I'm like, cool. I got rid of everything that was asked. I'm thinking I'm doing a great job, right? I go back happy as Larry. Yo, yeah man, here's the money on the table. He's taking a piss. I'm lost. I don't know what you mean, taking a piss. I gave you such and such, you've only given me such and such. Well, I don't know what any of that means. What do you mean? I end up getting a slap anyway. And then I tell them, look, I can't count, so I'll get another slap. Well, why didn't you tell me? So you didn't tell me that you couldn't count, and you've made me lose all this or whatever. Now, look, there could have been more money there than products. I don't know, because I can't weigh the product. And I don't really know what you're giving me. I'm just taking your word for it. So this is this, and this costs £20. Yeah, okay, boom. Now, if you're giving me a tenner, you give me a tenner. If you give me £20, give me £20. Give me £50. I don't know what you're giving me. I'm just like, yeah, safe. Put it straight in the bag, not thinking about it, because I'm hoping you're going to take my word. Now, it's naivety and stupidity, I get it.
Yeah.
I know some people listening might laugh at that and say, no, but generally no, because I was that stupid. I did no dealing with money, no dealing with numbers, and I couldn't do still to this day, I can't do numbers. My whole life is lived through my accountants, even to this day. I'm not a complete and utter idiot now. Like, I've done a bit, but numbers confuse me, right?
It's not even that, like, that's not your life.
No, it isn't.
Do you know what I mean? So, you're saying just, it's not even about the numbers, or that's not you, that's not your life. You didn't know if you've been stitched up from the start in reality.
Now, what? So, that's a funny version of that. So let's turn up, and let's say that I sold the product for the right amount of money, right? Let's just say, and I turned up with the right amount of money. The easiest way to keep me involved in what you're doing is to say to me, there's not enough money there.
Exactly.
Right, you've done this, you've done that, you've done all of that. Maybe it was a setup, maybe it was a stitch up, I don't know.
You're taking a risk, you're scared.
Right, but I ain't got a clue, and I'm trying to impress, and all I want to do is help my so-called brothers. And I take a slap, I take a beating, and now I'm in their debt. And that becomes messy, because that ended up getting me shot at, ended up getting me stabbed, and ended up getting me into a lot of trouble. And it's just not a nice position to be in, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How long did that period go on for?
It's a couple of years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Couple of years, so 18, 19, I reckon. I thought, fuck this now, I'm done here. Try to step away. I gradually start stepping away. So my story's crazy, bro, because when I was 30, I got involved in a silly fight over some girl. Right, boys doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing led to another, and I ended up violently attacking a boy with a knife. It was a chisel, actually. It wasn't a knife. It was a chisel. Lots of aftermath on that, and they got their own back body, lots of different things. And I got hurt in various different bits and bobs. And I started boxing. That's where my boxing journey started. But up until then, I'd already built a bit of a reputation for myself by being on the cusp of all these gangs and doing different bits and bobs. So when I walked into the gym, there's a guy called Dennis, old black guy called Dennis, and he said to me when I walked in, "You, I know who you are. Turn around, fuck off at my gym. Don't need you in here." I'll never forget it. As you walked into Wolverhampton ABC, you're walking from the road, and it'd be like a long corridor. Dennis would be there at the counter. You turn left into the gym, and as you turn left into the gym, there was like a couple of boxing rings. Then there was the bags and stuff. And right at the end of this sort of big hallway was a roller shutter. And lent up against the roller shutter was this big, massive, heavy bag with holes in it and duct tape on it, and also it wasn't even hung up. It was lent against the bag, and that was called the dickhead bag, right? And I've got in my book, I've got a chapter dedicated to the dickhead bag because this changed my life, man. It's changed the way I view things and changed things. But what's crazy, right, is that Dennis didn't want me in the gym. But, you know, I'm paying money like the rest of them. He said to me, "The only way you're going to come to my gym, that's your bag. Don't want to see with the rest of them. Right, that's your bag. Put into the dickhead bag." It's the other end, it's the other end of the gym.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was doing. I'm trying to get people's attention. I'm trying to do all sorts, and it's just crazy. But, so I'm on this dickhead bag, and I'm grunting. Because I'm hearing people make these boxing noises, like, smashing the bag. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'll get their attention, thinking I'm smashing it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, rah, 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 smashing this bag. No one gave a shit. Nobody paid attention at all. But I started there, and that's where it all started now. I've got a whole boxing story about the dickhead bag and being in that gym. Because I took some arse kickings in that gym.
Yeah.
Where, you know, Den said to me one day, "Hey, tough kid, you want to spar?" Fuck sparring, I never sparred before, what's that mean? I'm like, yeah, like, I'll spar. Fuck sparring. Think you're tough, you can fight. So I'm like, now's my opportunity to shine, now's my opportunity to prove to you that I can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe I'll be part of your crew, and I'll give it in, and I'll get, we talk about the late 80s, so no gum shields, no head guards, no fuck all. Health and safety's out the window,
yeah.
And I get smashed to pieces, mate. Absolutely fucking smashed. And on the way out, he says to me, well, I heard him saying to whether it was a parent or someone, he turned around and he said, "We'll all see him again." It's like, you're not gonna fucking do me like that. That's not happening. And when I did come back, only like a couple of days later, he said to me, "Fucking, I don't think we'll see you again." So he clearly done it so to give me an ID and so I come back. And he said, "Look, you're either stupid or you got something to prove, but we'll see which one it is." And I just cracked on. It got to the point where I didn't even come in and get asked to go on the dickhead bag. I just go to it because I knew that was my bag and that's where I gotta go. And that's the way that relationship started with Wolverhampton ABC and Dennis. But then eventually I got accepted, and eventually I became a part of that gym. But I'm still getting involved in different things outside of the gym. I gradually got away from it, slowly. Because there was guys doing different things, like there was guys going for runs. There was a guy called Chip that I'll never forget that. he does runs. He was doing runs, so he'd super fit. He'd be on a bag next to me. And I'd be like, fucking hell, you don't burn out this kid. What are you doing different to what I'm doing? Because when you're in here, I'm in here as well. So what else are you doing? How are you so fit? Oh, well, every morning I go for a run before I go to school. I'm like, okay, why don't you come with me? Safe, I go what time? 6 o'clock. Fuck do you mean 6 o'clock? I mean, like in the evening. He's like, no, in the morning. And that's mad. I didn't even know it was 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, so now I'm getting up early, I'm having to eat breakfast, but in order to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, that means I can't be staying out in the community till God knows what time.
Yeah.
You know, now bear in mind, this time I'm only on the cusp of things, so I'll gradually get away from them and get into the gym. But then when it becomes real, is when Mum gets sent to prison and I have to be out and about. I've got no choice.
Yeah.
So I'm lingering around, but I'm still trying to box. I still want to do all the things that these boxers are doing, but I can't do it no more because I've now got duties.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Debts to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you were on the streets with the boys in the community, was boxing on the back foot then? Did you pack it in altogether?
So boxing became very difficult because imagine amateur boxing coaches, right, don't get paid, right? So they do what they do through the love of the sport. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And take time out of your day to train these kids. So you can imagine, I'm turning up and we're always moving as well. So imagine this, you're a boxing coach. You get Matt Sen come and see you. I'm giving it the old, yeah, I used to train out of this gym, blah, blah, blah. You say, okay, then you see what I've got on the pad, you think, fucking hell, he's alright, him. Yeah. I'm here week in, week out for 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever. Right, and then I'll say, oh, I'm really sorry for all the effort that you put into me. Mum's said we're moving again. I'm really, really sorry. Okay, you think, oh, fucking hell, I put a lot of work into you, kid.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Then I go to another gym. Same process again. 6, 7 months in. I'm really sorry, mate. Mum's said we're going to move. Right. There's only so many gyms in Wolverhampton.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Before you then know it, everyone knows who you are. We're a bit like, fuck, there's no point in putting any time into him because he's just going to fuck off and move again.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm back again. Oh, fucking hell. How long for this time?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, that whole thing that my mum had drilled into me about being that failure, being that typical whatever. Do you see what I mean? People are now starting to look at me as like, well, what's the fucking point in putting effort into you? Because you're going to fuck off again.
Disappear.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of relives and kind of justifies some of the stuff that she's saying. So I'm like, oh shit. But how do I stop her? Well, I can't stop her from moving. I'm not in control of that. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I deserve to be out with the boys and I'll stay out a bit longer and I'll do this. And before you know it, I'm doing all sorts of shit.
Yeah, she couldn't really commit to the boxing because of always moving.
Huh?
Yeah. So just to highlight for people, just because I want people to get an understanding of how bad, rough you were. When you were on the streets, you said you were getting shot at, stabbed. Tell me about them things.
When you're involved in certain things, mate, you take risks. You know, when you take risks, to every risk there's a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in that walk of life, gone other days where kids would have a fist fight and pick each other up and go and have a drink. Come on, I'll go to the shop and we'll get a drink and sit down. Or even men don't do it now. You know, back in the day, men would have a punch up and then go buy each other a beer or have a coffee. Don't happen no more, especially in them type of industries. So sometimes you need to send a message, and the message wasn't going to be delivered with a punch because you've already hit me first, and it didn't really deliver that message. Now you can put a knife in me. Okay, then cool. What's the next step to that? The next step is to put one in ya. Okay. Now you've sent the message and it's well received, mate. Thank you. And it's kind of how it is, isn't it?
Would you say, obviously that was your way of life, but was you enjoying it?
No, it was a fuck. Didn't like any of it. Hated it all. But it wasn't by choice.
Yeah.
I didn't do these things by choice. Don't get me wrong, nobody held me over a barrel and said, you will do. But there's a lot of fear in there where you're like, well, if I don't, this is going to happen. And this person said, if you don't do that, you're going to beat me up. Or if you don't do that, this is going to happen. Or this don't do that. You know, you've done this for me. And now you're everyone thinks you're a criminal.
Yeah.
So imagine when I tell them that you've done this, then people then know you are. I'm like, oh shit, so I've got no choice. Once you're on that ladder, you can't get off.
How was it for you, like thinking, because when you was 15, on your own, the boys threw the arms around you, we'll look after you, man, come on, we're family, and then the reality kicked in. How was that for you?
Just like...
Because you ain't family.
No, you ain't. Just heartbroken. What's mad is, I was a kid, I've said this a few times, like at home, how it felt was like that my mum had love with conditions, it wasn't unconditional. If I met mother's conditions, she'd give me a love, and it felt real.
Yeah.
But if I didn't meet a love, then I'm almost like treated like a stranger. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what hurts. Like, how can you love me one day and then not the next? Like, I don't understand. And it was exactly the same with these people, where like, we love you, brother, you're one of the guys, you're my guy, whatever. You're like, yeah, okay, I feel accepted. Like, I've done this for you, you've helped me, you've showed your loyalty to me now, you've proved to me that you're willing to help me. So I've got to be willing to help you, you know what I mean? And then I do these things that go against my morals, but you've helped me, and because of you, I'm here.
You want a pound back?
Do you know what I mean? Well, you're saying I've fucked up, and I believe you. I'm sorry, because I've got no way of saying I haven't fucked up, because I can't count, I can't prove it. I don't know. Like, say if okay, then cool. I'll make it look to you. I'm sorry. Then all these things start happening, and you just think, fucking hell, I can't be that much of a fuck up, can I? Or maybe I am. Or you lose confidence in yourself. You lose the reality. Like you lose consciousness of reality. Like, is this real? Like, take a step back and look, and you'd see, actually, you can see you being played here.
Yeah.
Or naivety, immaturity, maybe makes you think, oh, actually, fucking hell, maybe not. But I hid a lot of this away. My siblings didn't know. My closest friends didn't know. I stayed away. Like, and there was a time where I stayed away from them for a little while, when all this craziness was happening, because it's not for them to be involved in it, it's me. Do you know what I mean? And so when I eventually told them about this, some of them were like, what the fuck? Like, I know things were bad, but I never knew. Why didn't you say nothing like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a lot of men, lads as well, always think talking ain't gonna fucking change anything. It does, but people always think that. I don't know why.
Well, as a youngster, you don't know no different, do you? You don't know no different. And again, this is why I do what I do now, so I can talk about my experiences. And I can say to these young people and to the listeners, let me be the real life example of anything's possible. Nothing special about me, never has been. You know, I was a fuck up, an absolute fuck up. Not always by choice, but a fuck up nevertheless. And thankfully I was able to finally get it right and make the right decisions and start to move things forward. But it was only happened when I started taking responsibility and picking up my pen.
Yeah.
And when I picked up the pen, I was able to rewrite the chapters of my life, because I'm not happy with how it's going right now, and telling me you can change it.
Yeah,
So
of course.
when it started to make the change.
Did you think the path you was on, that's you for life, or could you see yourself doing better?
Nah, because people doing that either get locked up,
Yeah, of course.
or die.
And did you think that's one or the other for you?
You don't think about it, what is it? What's going to happen? It's got to happen. It is what it is.
So could you ever see an end to it? Like, I'm actually going to get out of this and get a job?
No, I wanted to get a job, But again, you got to think, in my community, the only people I saw doing well were business owners. People who are doing well were your local drug dealers, right, and business owners.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. But drug dealers would do well for a certain period of time, and then either get shot or get locked up.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that hurts that, so I'm not going to get involved in that. Yeah. So let's get a job. Right. The people that look like me, wearing suits, were the ones going to court. So how can I try and do something different and get a job? Right. It's only ever going to be a shit job though, because I've got no GCSEs, got no qualifications, I haven't been to college, I'm not an academic type of person. But I can't build nothing either. Do you know, if you're not academic, you use your good hands, you can build stuff. Now I'm shit at that too. So I'm like, fuck, what can I do? Well, I'll turn my hand to anything, I'll do anything. So I ended up finding various different jobs and realised I was quite a decent talker, so I ended up in telesales, believe it or not, working in telesales. Which is fucking robbery itself, because you end up robbing people on the phone, convincing them to buy shit they don't need. But I was good at that, you know. And then I started earning an honest income and sort of trying to sort of take myself away from these situations by earning money. But again, the people I was really earning, you know, when I talk about wealth, rich people, were people who had their own businesses. So I thought, I'm going to do that. So I had my first business. Cuts, barbers and beauty.
What age was this?
21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah. So cuts, barbers and beauty. Barbers. Done my research, man. And really put the work in. In Stafford it was. And where I was in a place called Greyfriars, there was a council estate just round the corner. Lots of blacks, lots of Asians, lots of people who would have these type of urban haircuts. But these people were travelling from Stafford to either Stoke to get a haircut or to Wolverhampton to get a haircut, because there was nothing locally that they had at that particular time. So I was like, well, what I'll do is I'll bring Wolverhampton to Stafford, right? All my Wolverhampton barbers come to Stafford and we'll smash it. And we did, we fucking killed it, man. But again, can't do numbers. Now, staff to pay, business rates to pay, bills to pay, and the numbers caught up with me eventually, and I ended up getting it wrong. I had to close the business down and move forward, which was a shame. But I thought, you know what? Let's try that again. You know, I don't believe in losses, I believe in lessons. Let's try and learn from that and do better. And that I tried my hand at a few other things, batting from different jobs, and I ended up working at a place called UK Mail with a guy called Andy Barber. This guy was a godsend. Andy Barber, still speak with him to this day. He's a great guy. Him and his company, MyCom now, are actually sponsoring the national tour that we're doing. And he's an incredible guy. Everything I know about business, I've learned from that guy. So you can imagine, UK Mail are a blue chip organisation, right? Now, I'm this street kid that's done a bit of telesales and is doing all right for himself. I'm a good little talker. But I've got fuck all about me really, other than what comes out of my mouth. And I get this interview. And I remember when I saw it advertised, I thought, why not? I didn't expect to hear back or anything like that, but why not set my CV off, get a job interview, meet Andy. And yeah, man, I think he interviewed me about 5 times to this job. Yeah, honestly, like, it was between me and this other guy, and I'm not quite sure yet, and bring you in. And I ended up asking for an opportunity. Look, I know I ain't worth shit, but, you know, give me an opportunity, I want to let you down. And do you know what? He gave me an opportunity, and I was a sales manager for he developed something called iMail, which is like interactive mail, if I remember rightly. You create like letters and stuff, but you do it online, it creates like a letter or a postcard or whatever. And super clever, this bloke. And yeah, give me this opportunity. And there's a whole section about Andy in my book, because he played such a big part in my life during that small couple of years or whatever it was I was at iMail, that I learned so much from business with him. He'd sit down with me, he would talk to me, and he would say, look, you need to understand how to do this. Like, you've got all these skills and all this talent, but you don't use it in the right places. Do this, do whatever. And I loved it. I worked there, and I remember it's in my book, right? I remember this. He said, where you see yourself in the next 5 years? I don't know. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I've never been asked that question before. I don't know. And then I was like, right, okay. I want to earn 30 grand. You know, that's the number I'm looking for. Because you see people, you see them on telly. People who earn 30 grand often drive a nice car, nice house. They've got a couple of holidays a year.
Yeah.
30 grand would be that for me. I'm like, yeah, 30 grand for me. He laughed at me. I said, well, babe, what do you mean? I never said 30 grand before. I said, Matt, what do you mean? He was like, you're worth so much more than that. I was like, well, pay me that then. He was like, that's not the way it works. You've come to me and you said you're willing to do this job for this much money. Right? So that's what you're going to do this job for. But remember, you're worth so much more. And I was like, oh, he said, you've sold yourself short. You need to understand your value. I've always loved cars. I remember him saying to me, if you went into a Mercedes garage, right, and you saw a brand new AMG, right, say it's got a 70 grand price tag on there, and you say, right, I'll give you 30 grand for it. What do you think they would do? So laugh me out the shop. So well, there you go then. Because they know the value of that car. They know what that car will sell. And you need to hold the same value. If you know your worth, you need to hold your value.
Yeah.
And he taught me everything about understanding my worth. A year later, I'm coming to Andy and I'm saying, been offered another job, offering me, I think it was something daft, like 32 or something stupid. So I'd over exceeded only a year later.
Yeah.
Because of him. And do you know what he did? He didn't, and this is why I respect him so much as a man, because he didn't turn around and say, give me a round of fucks. I can't believe you've took all the things that I've taught you to go and do this. And he didn't do any of that. He shook my hand and he was like, super proud of you, well done. Gutted I was going to leave.
Yeah.
But do you know?
You're doing well. And
you're doing well. Fucking well done.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I've got a great relationship. Just what a fantastic human being. And I've learned so much. Everything I've got about business, I learned from that man. So fast forward a couple of years later, I opened up a business called RMG, the Rage Media Group. It was a media group to try and do talks like this, to inspire people, to interview athletes, to inspire other people to do better. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would go around and I've met loads of boxers, I've met loads of runners, I've met loads of people. To the point I got a TV show. I'm on live TV. Fucking hundreds of thousands or whatever the numbers were, it was mental. And it was great. But again, numbers getting away. And because there were such large numbers this time, I went bankrupt. I lost everything. So, first time in my life, I'm doing really, really well for myself. I'm using all the skills that people have given me along this journey to do better and improve my life. And now it's all crashing down and I can't do anything to stop it. And I feel like I've gone from being up here back to when I was allowed to walk again, not being in control of anything, being a complete and utter fuck up. And I didn't know what to do myself.
How was that for you? Because now this is 2 out of 2 businesses you've started, which are both doing well, different scales but doing different, and they both fail because of something you're lacking.
Again, I guess it was...
It's more personal because it's not like you ain't getting the customers, you ain't getting the views, it's more personal down to you.
It was all my fault.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing, because there was no reasons why any of these things should have finished, but it was my fault, not being in control, something that I'm not doing, a skill that I don't possess. So then I have to go back and have a long, hard look at yourself, As I said to you at the beginning of this, is that something that my mother wasn't able to do. She was a victim. If I would have operated the same attitude as my mother, the reason why my first one closed is because of this, because of this, because of this, because of you, because of whatever. The reason why my second one closed is because of you, because of you. No, the reality is the reason it closed is because of me and my lack of ability to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So I've had to go away and do a lot of work. Now that becomes hard because then now I'm doing things that I'm scared of. I'm scared of numbers because I'll tell you what I'm scared of the most when it comes down to numbers is what if I start to do it and I find it easy and I think, fuck, I could have done this so much, but I've ruined up. Yeah, do you see what I mean? What if that? Or actually, what if it really is as hard as I think it is? And I'm going to provide myself with mental torture over these next however long.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the boat that I'm in, and I have been in forever really. And but you do the work, and eventually I get an opportunity. So I'm in a gym with my little brother Nath. He's boxing. He gets an opportunity to sign as a professional boxer, right? Gets the opportunity to move things forward, and there's no sparring in Birmingham at the time.
Yeah.
No heavyweight sparring in Birmingham. So I'm like, yo, I want to see you do well. I ain't doing shit right now. Right? I'm 28, 29 at the time, whatever. I used to box as a kid, as you know. So I know a bit, don't know everything. But, yeah, I'll go.
How long had you been out the game for at this point?
Fucking hell, years.
Yeah.
Done a few white collars and a few bits and bobs just to keep moving. And
I want to catch you in the white collars, Jesus Christ.
No, but do you know, nobody was like people. That's when it started coming around. Like everyone's white collar boxing. I could do a bit of boxing. I did a bit as an amateur, I'm alright. You know what I mean? I'd get in and have a couple of battles and a couple of fights, whatever. But, and I mean this respectfully. I mean this to as no disrespect for whatsoever. The level of white collar boxing I sort of found myself in wasn't a very difficult level because it was people trying to blast your head off.
Yeah, it varies. It does vary.
It does vary. Yeah, you get some skilled fighters, but the ones that I come across weren't very skilled. I remember fighting this guy at I fought at the Troxy in front of thousands of people. Troxy Theatre, it was incredible. In front of thousands of people, I fought there a couple of times actually, and my opponent was this big, massive 6'7" guy. He kept picking me up, literally picking me up and throwing me around. And I was like, this is mad. What a messy fight. You're trying to box and do some stuff and whatever. And he picked me up and throw me around and all sorts. It was mad. So I've said to Nath, I'll stay in the gym. I'll get fit and I'll box there. It's a sound. So we did. We started training with Carlos Christie, former pro himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got a pro license, he's got a couple of other pros as well. So I'm in the gym with him. People like Sean Davis, who was WBC international champ at the time, a couple of others. And so I'm in good company. You know, we're in there, we're doing our thing and whatever. We start travelling around, sparring with different people. I'm going with Nath. I'm sparring as well. Before you know it, I'm having conversations with people saying, yo, are you turn over as well? Well, me, behave. Oh, shit. Yeah. What type of stupid conversation is that? Like, you know, we talk about 10 years ago, maybe. Now,
yeah, that's your age as
28,
well.
29, I'll be able to like that. And when I was 29, I got a phone call from a guy called Greg Steen. God rest his soul, he's dead now. But he was very well known in the small hall shows in boxing from London. I need to talk to you. How the fuck did you get my number for a start? And what about? Look, I know who you are. Why the fuck do you know me? So I get a phone call from Greg Steen. I'm just like, well, I know who you are. How do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Like I say, he's very well known in sort of the small hall shows throughout London and throughout the country. And so I need to talk to you, but he lives in London. So I'm still bankrupt. I went bankrupt at 25. Bankruptcy stage with me for 5 years. So I've still got nothing. I ain't got shit. How the fuck am I going to get there? So Nathan says to me, I'll take you. Right. If I remember rightly, I think I was saying to Greg that I can't get there. He said, I'll send you a train ticket. I was like, this is mad, so you really want to talk to me? If I'm not willing to fund my travel, to have a conversation, like you really want to talk to me? So Nath said, I'll take you. So we go over, Nath takes me. I sit in front of Greg. He puts his contract on the table. It's a professional boxing contract. I'm 29. I'm like, fucking dead. He said, like, are you for real? Yeah, I want you to box me. Go and box me. I'll make you a champion. I'll do this and I'll do the other. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm really confused. Because where I was at the time, I've got nothing.
Yeah, like you've gone from businesses, telesales, to now Done to a professional boxer.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I boxed as a kid, and that didn't work out because I jumped from gym to gym to gym. So people wasn't really asked, like, don't really pay much attention to Matt because he ain't gonna fucking do much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Box you for once. I might box one fight for you, and then I'm now at another gym. I box once there, and I might box once there, and then I might be back and say, oh, hi. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Jumping around all the time. So amateur boxing didn't really work for me, and I built this. I was a bit of a letdown when I was a boxer. Not my ability, but in terms of
consistency.
Yeah. Now they didn't know what was going on with my mum. They just, fucking let down, didn't they? No point putting effort into him. And then I stayed out of boxing for ages, and then I'm in the gym solely to support Nath. I've done a little bit of white collar, which is nothing. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting this opportunity that could change my life. So on this hand, I can change my whole life now. I've got nothing. And on this hand, I'm scared of everything because everything that people have given me, anytime somebody's given me something previously, they've taken it away. And it's usually at a cost.
Yeah.
That cost has been painful to me every time. Now, if I've got nothing, there's nothing for you to take away. So what else are you going to come for?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm, of course.
Because now we're not talking small sums of money. We're talking about life-changing amounts of...
Yeah.
You can change my life today. So I'm like, fucking, I don't know what to do myself. I go home. And I call all the people who are meant to love me. Come on, Mum. Mum been given an opportunity to be a professional boxer. She laughs at me down the phone, tells me to grow up, get a job like everybody else.
How was that for you?
Shit, because I've been trying to do that for like 29 years. It hasn't fucking worked out, has it?
And the fact you phoned your mum, even after everything, shows you still wanted that approval. That nod, well done, son.
Fuck all.
Even after fucking everything she put you through.
Yeah. Fuck all. I called mates. I was laughed at. The only person who believed in me was Nath. I'm with you in the gym every fucking day. You can do this, man. You got this. But what if I don't? But what if you do? And the reason my life is the way it is now is because of that boy.
Yeah.
And I took the opportunity, and my whole life changed. My whole life changed. You know, in the beginning I had a bit of imposter syndrome. I don't deserve this. Fucking I'm a professional boxer. How the fuck have I got the same license as Anthony Joshua?
Yeah.
How the fuck have I got the same license as some of the greats? I wasn't a great. I'm not a great. I'll probably never become a great. And in my head, I knew I'd never be a world champion. I never even thought I'd be a champion. I didn't think I'd win a fight. Man, I had my debut, and it was the worst debut you've probably ever seen in your life. Yet I won. Why? How? I don't know. Imposter syndrome set in massively, where I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to prove everybody right here.
You know, sorry, mate, but you know when you're going through this, was you thinking at any point like this is going to get tits up?
Yeah, all the time.
Just like everything else.
Yeah. Like this is going to go wrong. Like, and this is going to be a painful lesson that I'm gonna have. And I tried to prove everybody right because everybody's saying you're mad for turning pro. Can't believe you've done that. Can't believe you're a professional boxer. And I thought to myself, well, how can I class myself? I didn't call myself a professional boxer. I just said I was a boxer because how dare I have the audacity to consider put myself in the same box or category as some of these? Do you see what I mean? Some of the big names in boxing at the
People
time.
you look at as athletes and legends of the game.
I just popped up from nowhere, being this guy who was bumming around for the last 29 years to all of a sudden, at the end of a career, really, when people start to retire at 29, or start looking at it, and I'm going to start my career here, well, you're taking a piss. And that's kind of how I thought. And I had my first, my professional debut against Dmitry Kalinovsky, and I scraped through by a point, I think. Like, literally scraped my arse to that fight. And I don't deserve a win. I don't believe I deserve to win that fight. So the next one, I sat down and I said I want a challenge. My coach at the time was like, "You stupid, why? Just like work your way in, you know, Greg had said to me, in order to get to the top, it's not who you box, it's who you avoid. That wasn't my attitude. It is true, but that wasn't the attitude. I'm going to have a short career. I know I'm going to have a short career. I want to be in fights. You know, I want to be in fights. I want people to... If you're going to watch me, I want you to be able to enjoy that fight. No tippy-tappy bullshit.
Yeah.
I want to get in there, bang it out. And I had a saying when I was boxing that I'll either get knocked out or I'll knock somebody out. But you're going to get value for money, yeah? And that's what I liked. It's going to be a short career, and I'm aware of that. So I say to my coach at the time, the second fight, I picked Russ Henshaw. So Russ Henshaw had only been beaten by a handful of people. And these are people who went on to do great things, like Isaac Chamberlain, Lawrence Coley, these types of opponents, right? So they're like, what the fuck were you picking him for your second fight? 4-4-5. I think Lawrence Coley fought him in his fifth fight. So why are you picking him for your second fight? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I guess to me it was like I'll either prove something to myself or I'll prove that actually I'm not worth...
Was it proving it to yourself though, proving it to everyone else? Your mom?
Maybe a mixture of both. Maybe a mixture of both. But I went in that fight and I felt at home. I felt peace. I worked so hard. I fought scared. I was terrified. This is somebody who can put me to sleep. Yeah. You know. And I boxed rings on me. And I had a great fight. Maybe it's not as technically as beautiful as you know what you may hope, but I boxed rings around him and I come away a worthy winner. And at that point I thought, fucking hell, you know what, maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe I was trying to prove to myself I wasn't good enough. And if I would have got stopped by Russ, I would then turn around to people and probably said, yeah, well, I've tried and you were all right, I should have listened, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Where now I'm like, shit, actually, maybe I can do this. You know? 2 or 3 fights later, I'm a champ.
Yeah.
Like, and now I'm like, fucking hell, things are very, very different now. Now I'm getting paid properly. Yeah. Now my faces are on billboards and adverts and magazines and fucking, I've got sponsors and like, what on earth is going on? Like, now it's become very, very real.
You know, I just picked something up you just said. You says if you did lose that second fight, if you'd have lost, you'd have contacted people and says, yeah, sorry, you was right.
Yeah.
Why? Why does it matter what they think? You've done it.
Well, I know now it doesn't, but at the time it did. Do you know, imagine, like, people told me in the beginning when I first had my business, oh, fucking hell, when the business is hard, you know, now I can do this, I got it. So when it goes wrong, well, I did tell you so. I did tell you it was hard. Yeah, you're right, yeah, fuck it, I should have listened. Open up another one. I've learned this time. Have you learned, really? Yep, I've really learned. I'm going to do this, Man, we fucking kill it. I've got my own TV show. We're doing this, I'm doing that. Wow, well done, you're doing really, really well. Bang! Shit, it's the fan. Shit, man, you're right, you know. Should have listened. Fucking hell. Too good to be true. Blah, blah, blah. You're right. Should I turn pro? I maybe should listen to me the first time when I told you the other times, but this is difficult. I turned pro, but I get through my first one, but I was scruff on my arse. And now you're fighting this guy, and the newspapers are saying I'm an idiot for taking this fight, and people are saying I'm stupid for taking this fight. Russ is going to fucking murder me, and this is going to happen, and I'm like, fucking hell. And I'm terrified, because what if that happens? But I need to prove something to myself. This is make or break. I either get it right, and yes, you were right, and I'm so sorry, and I probably never would have taken a risk again then. You're right. Fucking hell, 3rd time lucky. Oh, I should have listened. I'm sorry. Or, I go out there, I get the victory, and I'm like, fucking got this. And that's what happened. By taking that chance, by standing up and saying, fuck it, I'm going to try.
Going against the tide.
Yeah, fall down once, get up twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Like I'm going to try again, because I haven't come this far to want to come this far.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And I guess that ignorance, that maybe stupidity, has got me to where I am today.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I've made decisions in my life, gone against people, and they did turn out right. But just as I've got older, the only person I really confide in now is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And maybe one or two of my brothers, and that's it. And they'll give me good advice. I don't always listen to it.
Yeah.
If there's a lesson to be learned, I'll learn it. And if it goes well, it goes well. But that's just me now. Whereas when I was younger, I never used to listen to anyone because I found people have only got negatives to say. So I mean, now it's like, if you've got nothing positive to say, don't say. Unless you're part of my unit, part of my team.
But what you find is though, sometimes people aren't willing to take risks, are they? We live in this comfort zone, you know, and I guess the key to success is to get out of that comfortable zone. And there's a saying in boxing, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get comfortable being uncomfortable, to really, truly be uncomfortable is a really dark place. Most people aren't willing or capable of taking you there. Yeah,
and people don't see a plan. They think £1 million earned overnight.
Yeah.
They think a business is built overnight. My business on a business made a loss for 12 months, but I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And it's just pushing through, just realising social media isn't real.
Yeah.
Everything you see out there in the world, your local corner shop, fucking Coca-Cola, they've all started somewhere.
Yeah.
Each one of them had a day 1, day 2, day 3. They've made losses, they've had sleepless nights, they've worked on their own to get to where they are today. And I think a lot of people need to realise that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Nothing happens overnight, and I would solely stand on that. You need to have a plan. Failure to prepare to fail, isn't it? It's about, but you've got to make mistakes to move forward. One thing I've learned is some of the greatest lessons are the hardest ones felt.
Yeah.
So when they really hurt, they really cut deep, you think, shit, I never want to feel like that again. I never want to be here again. So how can I prevent that? What didn't I do right? I didn't do this. Okay. I'll make sure I put this in place, I'm sure that doesn't happen again. And then we learn again. You fall down once, you get up twice. Fall down 3 times, get up 4 times. And I will keep getting up as long as I can to keep moving that keep moving forward. And with the grace of God, mate, we are where we are today.
Yeah, and it's not even in personal life, it's in business, even with yourself, your mental health, addictions as well. 1% better every day, we say that in boxing, but apply that to your real life. Like, you know, you're struggling today with your mental health. I would say tomorrow's a new day, or even fuck tomorrow being a new day. Now's a new hour.
Do you know what
Start
I
this
smile?
new hour better.
I'll tell you why I smile at that. Because for my sins, my little brother, right, I love him to death, right? He doesn't say a lot of smart stuff, bless him. I love him though, honestly. I'm just like, I love him. He's the best man. But one thing he said to me that will always stick with me, he says 24 hours in every day. Don't let 1 hour fuck up the other 23.
Exactly.
And I just thought, wow. Because now sometimes something happens, someone's a dick to us, someone cuts us up in a road, or says something dumb in a shop, or does something stupid, and it pisses you off for 10 minutes. Don't let that affect the rest of your day.
Leave it in that hour.
Do you see what I mean? We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
We'll move on with the other 23 like this day.
That's a lot with changing your mindset. Like, it's taken me years to get able to process that and understand that. And I say it to people now, and they don't go, actually, that makes sense. But it's just hard getting to that point.
I agree.
So, back to you. Obviously, with boxing, you're then a champion.
Yeah. Fucking, it's mad. Maybe I believe people's bullshit. People are writing things about me that don't even know me. They're writing things about me. People are showing you love. Social media's blowing up, and like I said, there's all these nice things said about me.
Great. Yeah, but you ain't thinking about yourself.
No, I am. Maybe for the first time now, I'm like, yeah. You know, Matt, Slugger, Sen, this character made this alter ego. Just same as I did when I was a kid. Made this alter ego to carry this weight and carry this pressure that I felt as a boxer. Although I know I'm never going to be a world champion, I'm surprised I've even got this far. But now I'm starting to believe that, maybe I can go a bit further, maybe I could take this next step, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. And I'm getting ready to fight a guy called Shaq Peters. He was just like one of my favourite people in professional boxing. He's just a fucking incredible human being. He's gone on to achieve some great stuff, man. He was international champ, English champ, fucking all sorts of stuff. European champ, I think he is now. He's done really, really well. So we're getting ready to fight me and Shaq, right? Because I want to be the king of the jungle. I want to be the big dick in the Midlands. I want to be this guy.
Yeah.
And I want to show everybody I am this guy as well. But Shaq's had a few fights more than me. So we bring in a guy just for me to practice some skills. I've got a new coach. I want to practice my skills and showcase my skills. Did I have a new coach yet? No, I had a new coach after this fight. So no. So bring a guy in to showcase my skills, right? And then my coach at the time was still with Pete. He's saying to me, as a cruiser, you're too small. You really need to be a light heavyweight. But I struggled with weight anyway, right? So I always struggled to get my weight down. But he's drilling me. Get your weight down, get your weight down, get your weight down, get your weight down. So we're doing all things wrong, right? I'm dieting wrong. I'm getting my weight down, it's coming down. We have an on-the-day weigh-in. Again, brought this guy in. I can punch him around for a few rounds, only 4 or 6 rounder maybe, whatever. Just to punch him around. So Shaq's next.
Yeah.
Right? So this is just get rid of anything rust.
Little normal.
Yeah, a little warmer, yeah. So I bring my weight down. You're going to be faster, you're going to be sharper at this weight, you're going to be... Okay, cool. You're my coach, I'm meant to trust everything you've got to say. And, man, it all goes wrong, man. I weigh in on the day, 13 stone something or other. And I feel like absolute shit. And I said to him, dude, I'm fucked. The guys at the board that weighed me and said, you look terrible. If you look like this when you get back, you ain't fighting. I'm not right. We're fighting in Villa Park. I was a decent ticket seller, so we'd sold quite a few tickets for this. Now he's getting 10% of my salary, right? So, respectfully, boxing's all about numbers, isn't it? Right? I'm not very good at numbers. So he's like, right, we're gonna go get some food. Cool. So we go get some food, and it's coming in one end, it's going out the other end, right? So I'm being sick, it's coming out my arse. Mate, honestly, I just couldn't hold down food or water at all. Don't know what I'd done. I just couldn't hold it down. So Pete's saying to me, we'll go back to Villa Park, right? And we will, you can have a sleep. You know what I mean? I'm headlining this show, so go back, have a sleep. You're not until late, so you
Yeah.
Go back to Villa Park, have a sleep, I wake up, I still feel shit. Still can't hold nothing down. I'm all over the place. Pete wraps my hands. I go to the toilet and I collapse. Collapse in the toilet. Face in the urinal full of piss, just fucking gross. I get cleaned up. They continue to wrap my hands. And they send me out. And I was all over the place. I struggled to get my legs over the ropes. I remember the ref saying to me, Matt, are you alright? You look like shit. And I'm like, yeah, let me just get this over and done with. I'm in there with someone who's not going to cause me any problem.
Yeah.
And I mean that respectfully. I'm in there with an opponent who isn't going to cause me any problem. I'm just going to get in there and just fucking touch him around, whatever, get the win and fucking go on. The sooner I put him to sleep, the better.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the idea. Just get in there, get it fucking done. I'm not going to bother going around. I'll just fucking stay away from him, bang, go home, done. But I feel like shit. Fucking hell, man, the moment he hit me, my whole body just died. I was like, oh, fucking hell, boom.
Just how weak you were.
I was fucked, mate. I was a mess. I shouldn't have been allowed to fight. Anyway, I get stopped by a journeyman. And there's no disrespect to any journeyman out there, but this guy shouldn't have beat me. No way in God's earth. I don't think he'd even won a fight up until my fight. So I'm a champ, about to fight for another title, you know, and this guy's coming in, he's fucking stopped me in a round, what the fuck, that shouldn't be happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I got reporters calling me like, what happened? I didn't tell nobody. I told one reporter that I know and respect. And he's put the story out. And the idea was, the reason why I wanted people to put the story out is because I wanted people to know that actually we make mistakes. You know, don't make these mistakes. I was lucky, you know, I didn't get a brain injury, but I was severely dehydrated. You know, when you're dehydrated and you know you struggle with nutrition like that, this is when you're getting punched in the face. This is when brain injuries happen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So I tried to put it in a way that people could read my story and say, "Fucking, I ain't doing that."
Yeah.
Because there's nothing out there for professional boxers at local level. Nothing. So much so, I even got shouted at by some really big names in boxing saying, "Fucking well done for you for putting out there." Then I get called in by the British Boxing Board of Control. Right, we ain't happy about this story that's gone out. Why have you done that? Because I'm publicising what I've done. Right. But I haven't badmouthed you. I've badmouthed myself for doing a stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but you're still one of our boxers, blah, 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 blah. Everything the roof. Long story short, I get a fucking 6 months ban, £1,700 fine.
Oof.
My coach, the same one who allowed me to fight, didn't turn up to the meeting. I'm really angry now that he hasn't turned up. Because he should be there to support me.
Yeah.
I go to the gym and he's there teaching a one-to-one. He's in there teaching a kid one-on-one. He's not a boxer. It's just a normal everyday PT session, so you're getting 20, 25 quid for it. My whole career is on hold now because of, and I've just been fined 1,700 quid with a 6 month fine, 6 month ban. And actually, what should have happened is you should have prevented me from getting in there. I've just lost an unbeaten record as a champ to somebody who shouldn't have even done around with me. I've just got put away. I've gone there. We get into this big row, big argument, and I was so deeply hurt by what I saw. I was just like, you and I, we're done now. Don't want you around me again. And I left. I didn't know where to go, what to do, who to speak to, whatever. Thankfully, I ended up with the McCrackens. Great boxing family.
Yeah.
I ended up with the McCrackens, and they worked on my style and helped me develop and move forward and get me the opportunities that I got as I move forward. So I'm very grateful to that family for what they done for me in my career. But it was mad. Like, you should be able to really trust your people in your corner.
Yeah.
Your manager, and I mean this respectfully, I expect to get screwed by a manager.
Yeah.
Because we are, I think George Grove said it the best, boxers are like prostitutes. You know, we get outsourced to the highest bidder,
Mm-hmm.
we get used, we get abused, and then when we're at the end of our career, we get forgotten and kicked to the curb, right? And it's true, because that's what happens is, you know, we get put out to the highest bidder because your manager's going to get 20-25% of your salary.
Yeah.
Your coach is going to get 10% of your salary, but he's the one doing all of the work with you, really.
Yeah. He's day in, day out, yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
But when you just think, wow, you know, if Pete just needed that money at the time, I would have given it him.
Yeah.
But instead, he risked my career, and the worst of it is, I felt like he risked my safety.
Yeah.
Because if I would have got a brain injury and gone home, you know, a cabbage, then what? You know, I don't know. I'm sure he'll have his own things. And I don't hate Pete for that. I dislike that action. I don't hate the guy for it. We had some great memories, Pete and I, but our relationship will never be the same because of that. I can't tell you the last time we spoke. I think I called him to ask for permission to use a picture of him in my book. But I don't badmouth him. I've got nothing negative to say about him. You know.
Just that story.
Other than that story.
Yeah.
Outside that story, our relationship was great.
It's even like, I understand, like, he made a bad decision by letting you go in there. You went in there as well at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But then the consequences You faced him, he should have been stood by your side.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you know, as a boxer, boxers are their own worst enemy, mate. You've done a bit of boxing yourself, so you'll know this. Your own worst enemy. You know, we won't be told we can't. Yeah, we can. I'll be all right. I'll just crack on. Sometimes you need somebody around you to say, no, listen, seriously. No, you're not. We need that person, and our coach should really be that person.
I agree, yeah. It's the only person you are going to listen to.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And when it comes down to a couple of grand in my pocket or your safety, that's where I've got a bit of a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if we are building a relationship that we're meant to be building together. You know what I mean? For you to risk my life like that is different.
You win together, you lose together, but you only lost. It was only you,
Exactly.
in my opinion. How did you take that loss? How did that affect you?
Fuck it, screwed my head, man. Bad, because I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Because as well, you didn't even have age on your side to rewrite the wrong, do you know what I mean?
No, you start again. You're back to square one. You start again. And then people, journalists are fuckers, and they are, you know, they slag me off. Now there's memes going around. You know, people, you know, on social media, people are making memes of me, and they're doing all of these different things. I'm like, fucking hell, man, where's the love gone? Because yesterday you loved me, today you really you know. And again, it goes back to that whole thing I was saying about mum. Love with conditions. The condition you give me is, as a boxer, if I keep winning, you'll keep showing me love.
Yeah.
The moment I lose or have a blip, now all of a sudden you want to take it away.
People love a downfall.
You understand? It's fucking hard. But you know what? And this is why I respect Shaq and Peter so much, you know. You know, he called me after the fight, and I ignored the call. I was like, fuck that. That's not a call I want to take. I'm in a dark place at the moment, and I've got this fucking geezer calling me. I'm set to fight him next.
Yeah.
I'm expecting, dickhead, I told ya, you ain't
don't
ready
want
for
this,
me.
yeah, you don't
want
want this.
none of me. Mate, if he's going to do that, imagine what I'd do. That's what I'm expecting. So I missed a call from him. I eventually answer him. And I'm like, what do you want? Like, kind of. Just to show just what an incredible human being this man is, you know. He called me up and he was like, listen, brother, I'm not calling to give you any shit. At all. Are you okay? I'm like, what? The fuck do you mean, am I okay? Are you alright? I'm just checking in. It's bad when you have a loss. Blah, 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 blah. I can see you weren't really yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I just want to check in, make sure you're okay. Yeah. Alright, cool. I've heard that you're going to be training over at our gym. Yeah, I'm moving gyms. Okay, cool. Look forward to seeing you in the gym, bro. Maybe we'll do some sessions together. Chin up. Keep it going. It's not over. I'll see you soon. And I put the phone down. I was like, fucking hell, man. That's a real guy right there.
It's quite inspiring, isn't it?
It
Inspires
is.
you to be better.
It changed the way I viewed Shaq, and I just saw him as an opponent. Always cool, always level-headed, dead respectful. Said the right things in camera. Do you know what I mean? We would have a go at each other and stuff like that in camera, and he would say, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and I would say, "I'm gonna do that," but there was always respect there. But that phone call really showed his true personality, and I was just like, wow. And to this day, Shaq is still a friend of mine. I will say openly now, thank fuck I didn't fight him, because he probably would have battered shit out of me. But you know what's crazy though, is it just shows what an incredible human being he is. Shaq, the way I see Shaq could never be an opponent of mine now.
Yeah.
Ever. You know, under any circumstance, because he's a friend of mine. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that conversation meant so much, and he wasn't even aware of it. He didn't know the impact he made.
Yeah, of course.
A couple of years later, I did call him and tell him, and he was blown away. He was like, "Shit, just a call for me, bro. Just making sure he was okay." And I was like, "I know," and that's the beauty of you as an individual, and you had nothing to gain from that. But you decided to put the call in anyway, and Shaq and Peters, just incredible human being, deserves everything in this world.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
And that's the beauty of things, like he made you a phone call. To him it was nothing, but to you it was the world.
absolutely.
And even now, like I message the boys randomly out of the blues, checking in, you all right? You never know what they're going through, they might just need that. Gives them an opportunity. It shows you care.
I was in a really low point, man. I was just like, fuck this, man. I ain't worth shit now, man. I'm just living this bullshit dream and
come crashing down again, like everything else.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what I expected. And then I started working with the McCrackens. Fucking, they're different, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, they're different. But wow, now I'm seeing things differently. You know, I'm in a gym where I don't rule the roost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my gyms, I rule the roost in my gym. I'm in other people's gyms where I don't rule the roost. I ain't shit in this gym.
Yeah.
So I'm not wrong. I'm playing catch up and I'm trying to do the things that other people are doing, and I'm not right. Okay, then it's very, very different. I get other opportunities that move forward, and ultimately there was some good times and some bad times, some wins, some losses, and then I'll go maybe just over a year out of the ring. Can't get a fight, man. Struggling. Don't know why, just can't get a fight. You know, and I think back to what Greg once told me, God rest his soul. It's not you fight to get to the top, it's you avoid to get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people that I should have fought, could have fought, spoken about fighting, it never fucking happened.
Yeah.
Why? Was I avoided? I don't know. I'd fight anyone anywhere, like I don't care. As long as it makes money, it makes sense, I'm on it.
Yeah, of course.
But other people have chose other avenues and got to different positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at a position where I see this lad fight for a European title, and I'm like, I should be there. I should be fighting for this. And he was shit. I won't say his name because I won't disrespect him. I would have smashed shit out of him. I would have 100%. I'll do him today. But it was a massive ticket to that. Right? I was decent, but he was massive. Right? Cool. You just got to deal with fight zone and all that stuff. And it is what it is. Anyway, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm done here. I'm done. I'm going to retire and call it a day. Fuck it. Then I've just signed with BCB. I've not fought with them yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm really sorry for wasting time, guys. I'm going to call it a day, wrap it up now. Then Errol, the manager of BCB, says, going to retire? I said, yeah. Do you want to retire at Wembley? Fucking hell,
Yeah.
I've never even been to Wembley as a guest to watch a show or anything.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I want to perform there. Carlos Takam, Joe Joyce, yes, I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I'm on there. So I boxed on this show, Frank Warren show. Money wasn't incredible. It was alright. It was
The opportunity though.
It was Wembley. It's Wembley Stadium. Do you know what I mean? And thankfully I had some decent paydays at the time. Took a few fights I probably shouldn't have took, but did.
What was Wembley like? That's what we want to... Walking out at Wembley.
Fucking wild. The whole Wembley thing was just mad. Fucking crazy. But I tell you what, there's something that happened, and you know, growing up as a kid, right? Like, I always loved British boxing. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., my favourite boxers of all time, right? Yes, the standard like Muhammad Ali and people like that, but for me, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, favourite boxers of all time. But when it comes to British homebred fighters in the 80s, 90s, you know, people looking at Frank Bruno's and all them fighters, and I was looking at people like Julius Francis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Julius, big black guy, just smashing people in, big tough guy. I was like, yeah, man, like, because he won everything. Commonwealth, fucking British, won it outright, doing everybody in. So, what's crazy, we fast forward into when I'm doing the whole rage media stuff, right? I'm in the fitness community, and I end up meeting his ex-wife. Didn't know it was his ex-wife. just through the whole fitness and just becoming friends with her, just knowing her through the gym scene. And I remember the one day I'm interviewing, and she says, you need to get on your show. You need to get my ex-husband on your show. I'm like, oh, yeah. Who's your ex-husband? Oh, a guy called Julius. Oh, yeah, he was a boxer. Okay, sure, he was a boxer. White-collar boxer or whatever boxer. No, it was Julius Francis. I fought Mike Tyson. And my head falls off. What the fuck do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's Julius Francis. I'm like, I admired this guy when I was a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's mad. Like, that's your ex-husband. Like, what the fuck? How come I didn't know this? Well, mate, you never asked. Well, okay, but fair point. I was like, man, that's wild. So I encouraged her to introduce me to Julius Francis, obviously. And then we just exchanged numbers and became friends. And it sounds strange, but the guy I used to idolise and look up to as a child, I'm now talking to as friends. You know what I mean? I was with him the other day, actually, having a coffee in London, which is wild, isn't it? So, I'll go to weigh-in at Wembley, right? A weigh-in. And there's all sorts of fucking people. Everyone on the show, people fucking lingering around, coming to the weigh-in, and loads of celebrities. People like David Adelaide was there. Obviously, Joe Joyce was on the show. I think Adelaide boxed on that show, actually. Joe Joyce, Carlos Takam. I got a crazy story. I got locked in a fucking lift with Carlos Takam and his crew, and I was like, shit, he's mad. But it's just, anyway, so it's wild. And then I'm walking down the Wembley Strip. So I'm coming from Wembley, walking down. Our hotel was right at the bottom of the strip. She had to walk down the whole Wembley Strip. So I'm walking down, and I don't know if it was just me. I don't know if I was walking down with her. I don't know where my team was. But for whatever reason, I'm walking down the strip, right? And I look left, and I see Julius Francis stood on a door at Box Park. Fucking hell, there's Julius. I'm going to run over and go say hello to him. Hey, Julius, how are you? Before I get to him, I'm seeing, firstly, I'm thinking, why are you on a door?
With everything he's achieved.
Yeah, so with everything that you've achieved, what you've done for the sport of boxing, you shouldn't have to work again. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you should be a fucking...
Yeah.
Hierarchy.
Then, I see little people argue with him and trying to get into the venue and showing no respect. I'm like, do you know who that is? Mm-hmm. He's an incredibly big man.
Yeah.
Right? He's a big man, right?
We've all seen the video.
Yeah. You know what I mean? No, but he's a big bloke.
Yeah.
His presence is big.
Yeah.
So would you get into an argument with him in the first place? Probably not. Right? Knowing who he is and what he's been able to achieve, are you going to get into an argument or a fight with this guy? Absolutely fucking not. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? He's been hit by Mike Tyson, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got a punch like Tyson, so no thanks.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking, I'm thinking, people just don't know. They don't know who you are. Are you that easily forgotten? Now look back at my career. This is my last fight in my career. I haven't achieved half of what Julius Francis have done.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't walk a mile in his shoes. I struggled to walk a step in his shoe in terms of what he's achieved and what I did. And you're so easily forgotten. People ain't going to fucking remember me. So that was a bit of a crazy realisation there and then. Wow, I will be forgotten. In a year's time, there'll be no more Matt Sen. What's Matt Sen achieved? Boxing stuff.
And how was that?
It's just mad. It's just because it's all pushed in your face. Social media, advertise, promote. I'm walking into Tesco, Aldi, fucking Sainsbury's. Hey, I've seen you on TV. That's a picture.
Yeah.
You know, well, I haven't achieved nothing compared to what these guys have gone on to achieve. That will stop, and it's nothingness then, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You know, and I just thought, wow, that was a bit surreal.
You see it today, obviously different levels, but like the people who go on Love Island, like obviously they achieve nothing in reality, but they're on telly every single night for 8 weeks or whatever, millions of viewers, They come out, they've got boo-hoo deals, Assos deals,
Yeah.
they're doing nightclub appearances, like they're now too famous to work, but then
It all stops.
give it 7-8 months, that stops, and they'll need money to live. They're now too famous to work, they can't get a normal job. I fucking feel sorry for them.
Do you know what's mad, right? So on either Monday or Tuesday this week, I went up to meet Julius Francis and Isaac Chamberlain. Great catch up with Isaac. I haven't seen him since he beat me up. He's just quite nice. But we get on really well. He's a fucking brilliant guy. And to be a fly on the wall for that conversation, right? We had a great conversation. We filmed some of it. It was a great conversation. And just a nice catch up. We had dinner, we had coffee and catch up and whatever. It was really, really good. And then, but we wasn't approached not once.
Yeah.
So that's myself, former champ. Isaac Chamberlain, former champ.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Francis fought Mike Tyson, former champ. Not one person's come over and said, "Oh, I know."
Yeah.
You just think, wow, we're in the centre of London. I know no one stops and talks to each other in the centre of London, but that's where you'd expect the most traffic of
Yeah.
people. You just think, wow, because you are so easily forgotten. But had we been an OnlyFans model, or had we been a Love Island person, we've been harassed and bothered.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And you've achieved so much and done so much.
But that's why I don't believe in fame, because what is fame? It's
Yeah.
nothing. It doesn't really mean nothing.
Now fame is social media stuff.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Popularity.
Popularity.
Yeah.
Popularity.
That's all it is.
So I retired from boxing and I was really happy. Not so happy how it ended, I ended up getting knocked out
Yeah.
really. But
With what you had achieved.
yeah, I took it all the way from poverty to Wembley, literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, life has changed, the way I feel about myself has changed. What I've been able to achieve has changed. Boxing gave me a platform, which I'm really grateful for now, a lot to boxing. Because it gave me a platform to, one, tell my story, two, to build my businesses off. Because now it's not Matt Sen has this business, it's now former professional boxer Matt Sen has gone on to do. It's a different level of explanation. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Gives you a different platform, and it's brilliant, honestly, and I'm so grateful. And this is why I say, and I think I said it earlier on today, I now live a life that I probably don't deserve, but I'm very grateful I've got. Boxing gave me that platform to develop my businesses, and throughout those businesses I've been able to dramatically change my life. Boxing was the start of that, to change my life, to how I feel about myself, to proving things to not only other people but to myself is most important, is what I needed. And now I've gone on to do what I do today, and what I try and do now is try and inspire people to want to do better, because I always want to fuck up, an absolute fuck up. I like to think I'm less of a fuck up now.
Yeah.
And what I want to try and do is empower people to say, if you can, so can I. Look how far you've gone. Imagine how far I can go.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, we all write our own stories. For me, when you decide to pick up the pen to rewrite the chapters of your stories, that's when we make the most impact. At that point, we can start moving things forward. And I just really hope that people watch this and start picking up their pen and start rewriting their story from today.
Of course. And you say you're living a life you don't deserve. I think on paper, looking at your story, if you've got bullet points of your story, like, yeah, he doesn't deserve to be where he is today. But with your stories, you didn't stop. You went selling drugs, got roped into that. You could have continued doing that. Could be in prison now. You could be dead now. But you moved out of that. You did that. Do you know, because you wanted better, you knew you deserved better.
Yeah.
You then went applying for jobs which you knew you shouldn't be getting.
Yeah.
But you sold yourself. You had no qualifications. All you had was your people skills. But you sold yourself because you knew you deserved better. So you have overcome the odds. That's where it is. You do deserve it because you've earned it. But on paper, nah.
It's hard, isn't it? Because, you know, you see people who have achieved greatness. I mean, I'm not saying for 1 second I have, but when people have become successful, you know, and I guess that really depends on what you consider to be success, because everyone's version of success is different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you see people who've been successful, they've worked hard, they've taken risks, they've done stuff, they've done the other, but it should never be at the detriment of others.
Of course.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, my success hasn't been at the detriment of others in my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
But as a child, I did lots of things that I'm not proud of. And it was not for anyone's gain. It was more because I was so hurt and lost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was so hurt and lost. I'd done things and I made decisions that affected others, which is very, very wrong.
Yeah.
But as I say, as I've got older, I've kept that moral about myself, never benefit from somebody else's loss. Like I won't do that, and I don't believe in that way, in any way, shape or form. Different people are different, and lots of people like a Lego. I just don't believe in benefiting from that.
Mm-hmm. And just like when you were younger, you had to do those things. You didn't have to, technically, but for you, going into care would have been the end of the world.
I think so. And if I think back, and if I would have gone to care, I would have been a very different person. Would have lost sight of myself.
Yeah.
Same thing as if I'd have gone to prison. I've always said I've got a very addictive personality. I have. I don't drink alcohol. I'd be an alcoholic. I don't take drugs. I'd be a baghead. Right. I don't do anything. I don't have any really bad habits like that as such because of my addictive personality. That's why sport was always good for me.
Yeah.
But if I went to prison, I would never get out. If I went to prison, I would never get out.
Yeah.
So I can't risk that. Especially now I've got people that I've got dependents.
Yeah.
I've got children. I've got a wife. You know, my job is to look after my family physically, emotionally, and mentally. And with the grace of God, now we are in a position where we are very happy. You know, so it's about continuing that. And whilst I'm in a position to keep doing what I'm doing, raise the profile of this book, because the message is very, very simple. Let's start picking up that pen today, no matter your age. We'll pick up that pen today and we'll start rewriting chapters. Slowly, but surely. So tomorrow will be better than today.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
1% better every day.
Every day.
Yeah. I think people just need to set goals, work towards them. Fucking houses ain't built overnight.
Absolutely.
Bank accounts ain't built overnight. Happiness isn't built overnight.
Absolutely.
So what gets you through day to day now? What keeps you ticking forward?
Being able to support people, I love it, mate. Like, you have no idea how happy I am seeing people happy. And honestly, mate, I'm the richest man in the world.
Mm.
And that's not through finances. I open the door, and I've got my two girls. When my little alarm goes off and the door goes up, and beep, 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 I always say, "Daddy!" And they come running over to me and they give me the biggest squeeze ever. Or, you know, my wife greets me at the door or whatever. And that reminds me every day just how rich I am.
Yeah.
I'm able to open the door and I'm loved. I'm truly, truly loved. That makes me happy. When I go out and I do school tours or public speaking or I do whatever, and there's always that one kid, "Dude, can I have a chat?" "Yeah, what's up, man?" "Yeah, listen, man, I'm going through something at the moment, blah, blah, blah." I'm able to give that person advice and then grab me and say, "Yo, thank you so much, man." Or that embrace makes you think, "Yo, yeah, man, I've saved your life."
Yeah.
Something happened the other day, right? That fucking blew my mind. So Isaac, myself and Julius were outside. We'd finished up, we'd done all our filming, everything's cool, then outside. Shout out to my cameraman, Liam. He said, "Let's go outside, let's take a picture outside. Different scenery and all that stuff. Let's just take a picture." So, same picture you will see on the ground at the moment. See, I posted the other day. So we're outside, central London, taking a picture. He's getting the thingy set up, the camera set up. Isaac's story is incredible. The reason he got involved in boxing and all that kind of stuff, incredible. Julius, how Julius hasn't got a film, I have no idea. I just swear to God, his story is just mind-blowing, right? So we're just talking back and forth about the thingy. I must have said the word trauma. Now we're in London. People in London don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk to you, they don't look at you. They just,
yeah,
go to where they need to do. Anyway, these two Asian kids walking past. I say kids, but grown men, not my age. One of them stopped, looked at me, didn't say nothing, just carried on my conversation. Then he stopped and come back and said, "Excuse me, yo, did one of you just say trauma?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, I did." He said, "Yeah, what do you know about trauma?" They paint the picture. We're in London. No one don't talk. You got 3 big black guys at this door, right? 3 professional boxers. Not really people you're gonna pick a fight with.
Yeah.
It's a strange situation that's happening here. And I've looked at him and I said, "Bro, are you alright?" He put his head down. I said, "Yo, bro, are you okay?" He says, "No, I'm not. I'm not okay." So Julius put his arm on his shoulder. I said, "Bro, are you okay?" He starts crying. "No, I'm not. It's been the worst year of my life. Blah, 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 blah." His friend starts laughing. His friend next to him starts laughing now. I said to him, "Yo, you his friend?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Cut that out. Fucking do that. He's supposed to be your friend."
Yeah, I'm a friend.
"Yeah." He said, yeah, but he don't even know you, man." I said, "Don't that say a lot about your relationship then? If he's willing to do that to people that he doesn't know, why isn't he doing that with you? That's a problem for me. Be a better friend."
Yeah.
You get me? And his friend's like, he just hangs his head. His guy's like, "Yo, blah blah blah." We had a little conversation, and I asked him straight up. I said, "Look, do you believe in God?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, wherever your place of worship is, find yourself there." Nah, I'm not in a position to talk to him right now." "Why? Why do you feel that way?" "I've got a lot of shit to do. I've got a lot of shit to do myself. I ain't in that position to speak to God." So God should be there with whether it's the good or the bad. Whether it's good or bad, bro, He'll always listen to what you got to say. Find yourself in your place of worship and have that conversation. See how you feel afterwards. So I'm gonna do that. So please. Anyway, you embraced him. You went. Before you went, "Lads, you have no idea how much that means. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cool. Have a good day, bro." You went. And the 2 boys were like, "Wow, what the fuck was that?" I don't know. I ain't set this up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is a genuine embrace, like, but it just goes to show the power of help, how each one can help each one of us to do better and become better. That guy was in a position clearly where he was hurting. Now what happens if and his friend didn't even know about it?
Yeah.
So what happens if he thought at the end of that day, "Fuck it, I'm going to end it all
Nobody
today.
cares.
Nobody gives a shit, I'm going to end it today. I've put on this show and I can't put on this show anymore. Fuck it." And what if our embrace has changed his outlook on life? What if his embrace just gave him one more day?
Yeah.
Do you know that one more round you're talking about? What if that embrace gave him that one more round? Somebody else gives him another embrace to give him another more round. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping this book, this national tour that are coming up will do. That's what I'm hoping all podcasts and things like this can do for people as well, where you're going to meet different people with different stories that can resonate to your audience. And I'm hoping that this makes that impact for those people's lives.
Yeah, of course. That's me. Like, not everyone's gonna follow your story and have any similarities with it, but there is going to be people out there who do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was people similar to me, there's people similar to you out there, and it's as long as we can have a couple of people along the way.
That's what we can do.
And then I know we turned out alright, even though Do you know what I mean? You've had your hardships living on your own, unloving family around you. Well, your mum, bankruptcies. Even at 29, you're starting again. And you're coming through and you're coming out better. And I think as long as people can, fucking hell yeah, I'm bankrupt now, I'm 25, or I ain't here, I'm there. And letting them know they're okay.
You know what's crazy? We live in a community, and I think society gives us this bullshit timeline of what we expect.
Mm-hmm.
Starts at school, and I work in schools, but it starts at school where we expect children to know what they're going to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Do GCSEs, go to college, go to university, and that be their forever job.
Mm-hmm.
In the grand scheme of things, it never happens, does it, right? And then we half expect by 16 to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. 16, go to college, 18, go to university, get a job by you're 20, 25, have a baby before you're 30, all of these type of things, yeah? That's this timeline. And if you ain't got your stuff together by the time you're 30, well, it's game over. But then there's other people out there like Oprah Winfrey who didn't get it right till she's 40 on.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of people, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, loads of people who didn't get it right until later on in life. Like, our timeline is our timeline.
Exactly.
It's nobody else's.
Don't compare to everyone else.
Yeah, yours is going to be different to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's going to be different to others out there. So if you were 50 and you still ain't got your shit together, it doesn't mean your time's not coming.
Mm-hmm.
It might be tomorrow.
Exactly.
It might be next year. If you're 14, okay, maybe you ain't got it ready together yet, but you can start planning that process to find out where you want to be. When you're young at that age, you can take opportunities and say, well, I'm going to try that for a year, see how I feel. No, I'll try that for a year, see how I feel. Try that for a year, try that for a year. But you've got all this opportunity you've all the chance to make these changes, and to fail to prepare is to prepare to fail, and it's about making the most of what we've got.
And even if you think you have got it worked out and you're on cloud nine and shit goes wrong, shit can go good again.
Yeah.
Mate, I was married at 22. I was divorced at 24.
Okay.
I was married again at 27. I'm now going through another divorce.
Okay.
I'm fucking 31. Do you know what I mean? Look how many times I'm still learning, I'm still building, and sometimes after these events it feels like that is the end of the world. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow always comes.
Yeah.
Just gotta get through it.
Yeah.
And each day gets better and easier.
Yeah.
And like I said, after my first divorce, it's like, fuck me, what am I gonna do now? But first off, I'm divorced, I'm young,
Yeah.
who's gonna want to come near me? And then people do, time changes people, time helps, settle down again, I have children, I have a beautiful family, and stuff doesn't work out. Some things are meant to be, some things aren't meant to be. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a failure. Just some things are meant to be, some things aren't.
Do you know the best advice somebody gave me about something similar to that? Somebody said to me, and it's a football analogy, so I'm not sure you keep it with football or not, but somebody said to me, sometimes people are put in your life just for a season.
Mm-hmm.
They're not meant to be there forever. Enjoy the time that you spend with them for that season, and then let them transfer elsewhere. And hold on to the great memories that you've spent with each other. Because if you try and hold on to that person and don't allow them to transfer, you build hate and resentment. So remember the positives, embrace the positives, and use those as memories. And that has helped me so much. Even people who have tried to screw me over, whether that's in business or whoever, I hold on to the positive memories and I think, well, hang on, you know what, maybe I held on to you for longer than a season. I'll take a bit of ownership of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Because actually, when we were together playing for the same team, and you were playing and I was playing, we got great memories, and I'm going to hold on to the memories and forget all the negative shit of me trying to hold on, trying to make something of nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So that's what gets me through, and just those positive thoughts that I try and create.
Yeah, it's just all it is. If you need to let go. If you need to start again, start again.
Yeah.
If something does go fucking wrong, well, it's gone wrong, innit? What can you do? Start again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're at rock bottom, fucking hell, your only way is up, innit?
That's it. Facts.
Yeah, exactly. So, Matt, when's the book out?
So book won't be out until next year. So loads of stuff to do in the meantime to get that to get ready for the book launch. Actually, we're going to do an official book launch, and I'm hoping there's going to be a film to follow, which will be exciting. We have partnered up with the Enterprise and Careers Company and all of the local authorities nationwide to deliver a national tour. It's a lady called Emma Lopez who works for the Careers and Enterprise Company, who has been incredible. On a shout her out by name because she's just an incredible human being. It's been astronomical with supporting and arranging the whole national tour. So September we will visit as many schools as we physically can throughout the East and West Midlands, delivering a mini version of this book. It's a school talk called Struggle to Succeed. It's a 45-minute talk talking about the poverty, the issues, the problems, me being involved in gangs, and using my story as an inspirational one for them to start picking up the pen and rewriting their story. So that's the message behind the talk. 45-minute talk with 15 minutes questions and answers, and they can ask anything they want. October, we will be in Manchester, Liverpool and Yorkshire, again with secondary schools. In November, London, Essex, Surrey and Kent. And then December, we will be in the north of England, Scotland and Wales. So we're hoping to reach anything up to about 40,000 students throughout this time, which would be incredible.
That is impressive, yeah.
Yeah, so again, the message is clear. We all write our own story. It's when we start picking up the pen to rewrite chapters of our story is when we find our power. And I'm trying to deliver that talk to as many ears as physically possible.
Yeah. So Matt, last couple now. What would you say to any young lads listening, any men listening who are struggling today? What would your advice to them be?
24 hours in every day. Don't let 1 hour of shit ruin the other 23 hours. That could be great.
Yeah. Turn them negatives into positives.
Absolutely. Because it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And it really isn't. I know sometimes it feels like it. Sometimes things can get heavy. Find someone to talk to, because young men especially, we're not very good at talking. We're not very good at opening up. But have that somebody there that you can talk to.
Yeah.
That you can, have a good conversation with, have a cry, have a scream, smash the bag if you need to, whatever it is, that's your thing. Because I always say you've got a saying called one more round, right? My saying is, fall down once, get up twice. It's the same method. Give it that round. If you get knocked down, keep getting back up.
Yeah.
Keep going and keep going till you get it right.
I always say own it as well. Like, I know as a man, it's not easy to talk. You might sound a bit soft. Might stupid, not scared, not being taken serious, but own it. I'm fucking depressed.
Yeah.
I'll own it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going through a shit time, own it. Do you know what I mean? Say it with confidence. That way then it becomes easier. And as soon as you say it out loud, it's better. Immediately as soon as you say it out loud, it's better.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
So on that last question is what I'd like to finish on.
Right.
Looking back now, what would you say to a 13-year-old you?
Fucking hell, give myself an hiding is what I would do. What would I say to a 13-year-old if I met myself now?
Yeah, looking back, could go back and say something to yourself. No lottery numbers.
I would literally just say, look, it's all going to work out, all within its own time. God has its own plan for you, and it will all be within you. It will all make sense within time. Follow the process, trust the process, keep learning, keep doing well. Don't hurt others unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Right. Just follow the plan. And do you know what? I would take all of those losses and all those defeats with gratitude, and I'd learn, That'd be the best thing I would say. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Keep it all, because it's maybe the money I am today.
Yeah. Bad times don't last, which you found out.
Absolutely.
I think as long as you're aspiring to do better, that I want to do better, you'll get out of it.
I agree with
It's just having that attitude.
Totally. What would you tell to your 13-year-old self?
Fucking hell. I'd avoid a few people, put it that way. I'd say a bit of money along the line. If it was me, he flipped around now. I ask everyone, but nobody ever asks me. That everything will work out how it's meant to be. Same as you, like, just go with it. Know that tomorrow's going to be better. Because I didn't know this when I was younger. I didn't know these things. I always thought, after I'd killed myself a few times, I didn't know tomorrow's going to be better. Just nothing's as bad as it seems in the moment.
Question for you there. When you didn't believe tomorrow was going to be better, was it?
Every single time.
And that's the power, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
That's the power right there.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, I've struggled with, like I said to you, I'm bipolar. People now know I'm bipolar, I'm owning it. I've been embarrassed about it for a lot of my life, but it's the stigma.
Stigma other people create.
Yeah, I always think my belief is people are going to think bipolar, that guy's nuts, that guy's crazy.
But you see this goes back to what I was telling you about my mum. It was drilled into me that I must act a certain way, I must be a certain way, and I'm only going to end up a certain way.
Yeah.
So something somewhere has been drilled into you that bipolar, that people think that bipolar are like this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Bipolar people must be mad,
yeah.
or bipolar people must... This has been drilled into you, which has made you believe that. It isn't the fact, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not the fact at all. Like, obviously I'm bipolar, I've got 3 beautiful kids, I've got a business, I'm doing this now, trying to inspire others. Like, my life's normal, with the help I get. Obviously I do need help, I do need that stuff, I own it. If I didn't, then I'd be to the old me, which was like 21-year-old me, the drugs, the violence, the women. But yeah, I just tell myself, trust the process, gonna be okay. Fucking own everything, own my fuck ups. Don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed.
Love that.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, anything to say, mate, to finish on?
No, mate, just a big thank you to you, mate. Thank you for bringing me on to
it's a
your podcast.
pleasure.
I really, really appreciate it. Big shout out to people involved in making this happen. Andy Barber, big shout out to him. I know I've mentioned him in my story, but shout out to him and Mycom, his company. He's very much involved in the national tour by sponsoring, looking after the national tour, which I'm really grateful for. So thank you to him and his company. Big shout out to Wembley Lopez and the Careers and Enterprise Company as well. And as always, shout out to Liam, who is my cameraman and the visuals behind everything. E4K, who literally take control of my social media and all of my promotions and PR stuff. Mark Peters for his great opportunities that he's providing me continuously. He's just an incredible human being. Carbon Claw always sponsored me from day one through boxing and the face of their brand, which I'm really grateful for. And Active Clinics as well, again sponsored me from the beginning. So big thank you to the whole team, just great people. Thank you again.
Perfect, Matt. Thank you for coming on, sharing your story.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for listening to From Rock Bottom. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe, like and share. It really helps us keep doing this work and bringing these stories to light. You can also follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content and ways to get involved in the conversation. Most importantly, if you're struggling right now, please don't suffer in silence. Reach out, talk to someone, seek support. You are not alone, and you are absolutely worth life. Take care, keep fighting, and we'll see you in the next episode.